What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Stirfry. I'm Chef T.
I'm Will the Spacekid.
And we have our special guest, DJ Silk Satchmo.
What's good? What's goody?
What up?
All right. Yeah, he's a DJ all around the United States. He was the official DJ for BGSU. What is up? How are you doing today?
I'm good. I'm feeling good, doing good.
Okay.
Went to Planet Fitness yesterday, you feel me?
Yeah, getting that pumping. Hey, getting big and swole. So tell us a little bit about yourself and the audience.
Genesis, let's start.
From the jump?
Yep.
Yeah. So, I'm DJ Silk Satchmo, hailing from Cleveland, Ohio. I just came back from Bowling Green State University, I'd probably say about 3 months ago. Was up there pursuing media production. So now I'm back in Cleveland, just working on music, working on getting everything acclimated back in the city, and just networking, getting everything together.
Big bad.
2020.
2020. So you DJ? Do you also produce?
Yeah, I DJ and I produce. So I started off producing with production, I would say in middle school, like 7th, 8th grade. Yeah, I had to be like 15 or 16, somewhere around there.
Okay.
And then just working on production, figuring out like my production style, and then just like working with my friends. I was in a group.
So what software we talking about when you were 15?
15, I had the RIP version of FL Studios.
Yes, sir.
FL Studios 9.
Touring that bitch.
Went and got that touring off of LimeWire in the school. And yeah, I was just doing FL Studios, figuring it out. I had the demo version, so I couldn't save any beats. I was just making beats for fun. I couldn't save them. Every day I had to make a whole new beat.
Practice. Okay, get that practice
Big
in.
practice. And yeah, I just worked on that and then built my way up, getting the official version of FL Studios. And yeah, I'm working with different programs right now.
So when did you get the official?
I got the official when I got to high school. I had to be like 10th grade, so I was booming that demo version for like 2 years.
I mean, so you kind of said, 15, you jumping into it. So what age did you kind of have that official, like?
The official jump, I'll probably say the year after, 16.
Okay, so you didn't wait too long.
No.
You was taking it serious.
Yeah.
Man, so you 16, you in your room, you making these beats. How was like supporters as far as parents? You got other family members, people in your school. Did they show support? Was they like, it's whack? Was your parents like, you need to stop this? What was the deal?
Yeah. My parents, they pretty much supported everything I did, even from when I was younger. So it's like if I told them something and they saw I was serious about it, they would take it as serious as I took it. So they didn't really like put much money into me, but they just supported the idea that I wanted to do something different than conventional ways of like living and working, like 9 to 5 and stuff like that. So.
Which is what we're all about. So I love to hear that.
I mean, honestly, even that's great because like some people, parents would just be like, no, they would have broke the laptop or hid the Fruity Loop CD. Yeah. I mean, you'd be surprised what parents do. Like a lot of parents are just like, you gotta be a doctor, you gotta be a doctor, gotta be a lawyer.
Yeah.
And I mean, so that's good to just really have, parents on your side. And so like family and friends also supported, right?
Yeah, friends supported as well. I was in a group. I got into the group, I'd probably say when I was like 14, just doing like managerial stuff and like learning DJing, but not really being like hands-on with it. And then I transformed into producing. And then from there we did like shows around Cleveland. Where you had to sell tickets to get in the shows, that whole circuit when we was like teenagers.
So, I mean, when you say that, I'm thinking of places like Agora, Peabody's, House of Blues. So basically, you sold tickets and the amount of tickets you sold pretty much got you a slot. Is it kind of like that deal?
Yeah, you would sell tickets, you get a slot, and a lot of times you wouldn't see money back from the tickets, but it's just so you get supporters in the door to see you. Okay. Yep, so Peabody's, big facts. We did the last year before they tore down Peabody's. And then doing stuff around the city like Wilbert's and stuff like that.
I love Wilbert's.
Yeah, Wilbert's.
Yeah. It's a nice little joint there.
Yeah, I didn't actually get to like hit the stage of Wilbert's, but I mean I always hear about a legendary time, so it had to be a great spot.
Yeah.
Good old Wilbert's.
So after producing, when was the transformation into more of the DJ?
Yeah, so I got into DJing. I've kind of always been involved with DJing. Well, I've been involved with music like my whole life.
Right.
So I've gone through, my whole transition with music was listening to music, being in band, playing the trumpet, so creating music from scratch, going into production and DJing. So I went from production to DJing when I was about, I'd say 18, 19, because I'd be doing stuff for the group. because I didn't really want to rap. Like, I could write, but I didn't want to rap, so I was doing more things that involve music creation and music organization. So I would be like the group's official DJ. Like when we would go to Scully's, or not Scully's, that's Columbus, but Wilbur's or Peabody's, I would be like orchestrating the music and setting that up. So then I transitioned into production when I was like 18, and DJing as well when I was 18, because I wanted to do like more of a hands-on role with music.
Right.
So yeah, that's how DJing came about.
Okay. What was kind of your main inspiration musically? So you started out, you were always into music.
Mm-hmm.
What was your early inspirations?
My early inspirations was, I went through a couple different phases with music. Looking up to Bow Wow, I had my Bow Wow period.
Hey.
I had my 50 Cent period. I had my Jay-Z period. It was like I would have these influential periods in music that would like make me want to do things that they were doing. So that's like where I gained like my influential things, or like what I would listen to as far as like what I wanted to make.
Okay, so when you say Bow Wow, and I'm pretty sure like anybody around our age liked Bow Wow. What made a Bow Wow appealing to you? Clothes, just the superstar aura? Is it the music? Was it the music videos? What made you say, man, Bow Wow is one of my favorites right now out?
It was the whole image. Like, I wanted to have the Bow Wow braids. When he was in the video, the bounce video with the dog, I was like, I need that dog.
That was a crazy video.
Yeah, sick ass video.
It was so crazy just watching it. And then like Mike, I was like, I want to play basketball. It was just like everything was lining up. Okay. And he was like not far in age from me, where I was like, I can see myself transitioning to this as I grow up.
I feel like everyone wanted to be a basketball player after that fucking movie.
Facts. And then like also too, like it was like when I was growing up, he had, I think on the cover he had the Browns jersey on the cover. It was like everything was adding up. It made sense. And my first rap I did, I had like a Fisher Price recorder where you could like speak into it. Okay. And then like you press the button and it really records you. I did the basketball song. I rapped the basketball song into it.
Oh, that's crazy.
So it was like, yeah, it was for real. It was for real.
So what motivates you now? So that was your early inspiration to get going. Now what's driving you now?
What's driving me now is like, I love music creation the most, to like think of an idea in my head and be able to manifest it like in real time. Like, I want this to sound like this and do it. That whole concept is crazy to me. Like right now I'm working on production and DJing, but I really want to get into like sound design, like creating sounds from scratch, like literally not having a sound and making it.
So like almost, I don't know if you're familiar with the term Foley, like doing Foley work in like movies and stuff like that. Yeah. Eventually, that's awesome.
Yeah, I'm really into like the whole science of music, like what makes this sound like this, or what can you do to make this sound this way, like really engineering music from scratch. Because when I get older, I want to get into like kind of like what you said, like that type of work, and doing soundtracks, doing orchestra work, like actually setting up notes on note sheet paper. Like,
and people can't do that now, so that's a great like. Going into technology and stuff, more and more people are not able to come up with just from scratch music. Like that just doesn't happen. Yeah. You know? So, and people that respect it too. Like you respect music. Yeah. People are like, oh, I'm just gonna throw in a sample, or I'm just gonna throw in stuff that I don't even know how to use and how they work together. Yeah. I'm not even gonna bother to learn the history of it. Fuck that. But you're just like, okay, I wanna create musical art.
Yeah, and I get that mainly from like we was talking about earlier, like my parents, like my dad, he was in the Army, so like he traveled around to so many different places and would get like vinyls from places, be hip to fashion from different places, like Germany. He was stationed in Germany for like 5 years, getting like best dressed and stuff like that. So I have like real ties into like the world of music and fashion, on like things being brought to Cleveland from where he would travel to in the Army. So I have like so many different influences and things that like drive me, or like things that I see meshed together differently.
So my thing is, you know how to scratch. Really good at DJ. I've definitely seen tons of performances. Sure, but you got to describe the DJ battle scene to the audience. You go down there, you do what you do. So how is it? What's the process preparing? Yeah. How is it different when you? How is it different when once you were actually there? Yeah. So what's that process like? The DJ battles.
I love the process of DJ battles because it's like it's very unexpected. Like you could go into a battle thinking like, yeah, I'm gonna do this, and this. I have this set up, but it's like you get there, you might go on fifth. And you got like 5 DJs that did every song that you had in your set playing.
Man.
And you don't want to do that. You don't want to be the DJ that still stick with their set and they heard these songs. Like, you don't want to do that. So it's like being very flexible and like having a wide knowledge of music so that you can go in there and freestyle if you need to. Like you have this knowledge of music that you can just tap into.
Can you like kind of explain what, to me and the audience, what a DJ battle is? Like, what do you guys... Is it? I think when I picture like 2 giant DJ booths sit up in one corner,
yeah,
and then you're just like, then you look at him, you're staring at him in the eyes, you're like, yeah, and then you go over here and you spin it again, you're like, and then you start scratching.
You can do that. Sometimes it's really like that.
Okay.
Like when I see those type of performances, those are really like old heads of the community, like 30 plus, like. They do the whole
like they were doing records, back in their
crazy.
Yeah, the turnaround behind the back, doing the elbows, like they do all of that. I'm working on it, but I ain't there yet. I respect the OGs for sure. But yeah, it's like that. Like the whole thing in the battle, they're judging originality. You mixing things that wouldn't be normally mixed together. Your performance skill. Are you crab scratching? Are you doing transforms? Are you blending well? Are you blended in the right places that make sense? So it's real technical. Like you want to be as technical as you want to be to get that win.
Because I feel like a lot of just people that just go and then they'll hear DJs, they won't understand the whole concept of you can't just play a song right after another. You're not you're not like a D. That's not being a DJ. It's being able to blend on beats, being able to blend on moods, and all that type of stuff. Like I can't tell you how many DJs I heard and they tried to mix the song together. I'm like, that beat does not go together. That is not it.
And DJs, we got to get away from the BPM cheating. I will say that. It's something that I peep sometimes in the scene. Like, I hear a lot of mixes that I heard the night before at the club that you was just in the club at. So just be careful in like originality and just doing things differently. Like, always pride yourself on doing something different. Just because it's comfortable and you've seen it work, don't go for it.
That's facts. Create stuff new.
Yeah, it's so much that hasn't been done. Like, it's so much that hasn't been done. And that's why I'm so excited going into 2020 because I have so many ideas that haven't been done that is like not only going to transform the DJ scene but cause like attention to things that haven't been caused attention to.
So, very talented. You done won some battles. You done lost some battles.
That's a fact.
But are you talented enough to DJ with the sock on your hand? This is a myth that I...
What?
This is I don't know if it's a myth or if it's fact, but a lot of the great DJs say they can DJ with a sock over their hand. That's how they practice, and they got better from it. Can you DJ at the club with a sock on your hand? So
I can pull it off.
You can pull it off?
I haven't done it, but I can pull it off.
Dude, you should do a shoe on your hand.
Ooh. The grip.
Go one step further.
Maybe sock on one hand, shoe on the other hand.
Yeah, you'll be like, what? That's different. See?
That's different. We might just have made a challenge. We just made a challenge.
Oh, man.
Kick that
or
off
fucking
January.
dude just go in blindfolded.
That's a good one, too.
That would actually be fire.
That's a good one, too.
Dude, the blindfolded DJ.
Off the ear.
That's scary, man.
Yeah.
You talking about like 4 hours at the club.
You have no idea where you're at. You have no idea, like,
because one thing is just...
Like, that would be crazy.
Yeah, you don't know if it's old people, young people.
You just go
That's what would be fun about it.
That's hard.
Be interesting.
That would be a good show. Think about this. Think about this. That'd be a good show. Like, you get the best DJs in the world, and then it's an event. It could be any type of event.
Yeah.
It's in the event hall, and then you have to go in there blind and kind of feel the
crowd.
Feel the crowd somehow.
I like that a lot.
Because I'm just thinking, even just the process of remembering everything on your computer, like I'm about to take one song, you kind of playing it before, hearing it in the headphones. That's a crazy process in its own. Let alone just feeling like this music that I have lined up is so timeless, so good, that it doesn't matter what the crowd look like, age, demographic. Everybody loves these songs. That's crazy. I would love to see it.
That's why exactly it'd be a dope challenge.
You just did something.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just did
Hey, I'm about to trademark this, people. Don't make it. If you do, we get paid. Yeah, we're coming to a city near you. Ooh, and by city, the best DJs in the city.
Yeah, go different DJs in the circuit. That's hard.
Shit.
Yeah.
Might just come up with something genius.
Big tour.
Oh my god!
So you've been having that college scene popping, and what's the most just out of pocket thing that happened at a college event, whether it's the one you went to or just a different one?
Yeah. Oh,
I know you've seen some crazy shit.
So many stories. BG
like you DJing and I don't know, the toilet fall from the ceiling. I don't know.
That sounds like some brick house shit.
Yeah, so okay, I'll give my two most like appropriate ones because I done seen it, man. So I got the one where I was DJing at the fairgrounds. The fairgrounds is in Bowling Green, Ohio. Man, so many things happen at the fairgrounds.
Oh, those townies, man.
Yeah, it's like a big warehouse, but it's only space. Like it's so much space. And we would like build up stages in the fairgrounds that, the performers could perform on, DJs could be on. Right. And then the rest of the area is just for the crowd. So I was at the fairgrounds. This was like 2017. Yeah, 16 or 17.
You're probably 16 or 17.
Yeah, it was going crazy.
I remember fairgrounds was popping.
Yeah, like 16, 17. So I'm up there DJing, and the fairgrounds was popping. Like everybody out there having a good time. And then I just look up, and in the corner, I just see like a full fight going on. Like music is going, nobody paying attention to the fight, but I'm the only one that see the fight. Okay. Like they really going at it.
Knocking him out.
And I'm just like, DJ, I'm looking to my left and right, like why is nobody seeing this fight going on right here? And they really fighting, like full on fighting. And it take like, I give you 10 minutes for people to realize that they fighting.
Like because they're hypnotized by the music. They're like, oh, fuck it.
Like, bruh, I was like amazed at the fact that they was going unbothered at this fight. So you got that. It was like a 10-minute fight. Nobody noticed. So you got that. That's at the fairgrounds. Now, there was another party off campus, BG. This was 17.
All right, we had this place going ratchet.
On. Yeah. Okay. This is like primetime BG, at least for my generation of BG. This was like a place called the Underground. So we created a place called the Underground. It was like a dorm, not a dorm, but an apartment, the basement of an apartment. But this apartment was like 2 apartments within one because they got the basement level. So it was craziness. Like we had a whole like little bar section set up to the side. It was crazy. So it was some frats and some sororities were here at this party.
Gotcha.
Now, members of this frat, okay, so you in the room. Going around the room, it's like a platform where it's set up to set drinks. You can set drinks or plates. That's pretty much it. Just light items. So I'm DJing and behind me, I feel somebody that's up on a platform that's meant for plates and cups. Like, they up there, like, really dancing and jigging. I'm just like, okay, that's cool. I hope y'all don't stay up there too long. Then another one of them get up there, the same platform. I'm like,
this ain't gonna end well.
I see how this gonna go already.
Okay.
So I give it like 5 minutes. I'm spinning, and I hear a crack. And I see somebody, I'm looking over my shoulder, somebody's leaning toward the speaker. And I'm like, oh, please say it ain't so. They come tumbling toward into the speaker. The platform breaks.
Oh, no.
Not only do they almost knock my speaker down onto the floor, they tumble into the crowd. It's packed. Like, you can't move. They tumble into the crowd on top of people. They can't move. Like, they just fell on top of people, bruh. I'll save my speaker by saving grace. Like,
my ass would have turned that embarrassing moment into a crowd surf. I would have been like, oh, shit, I meant to do that.
I caught it. And, yeah, my cord was good. My equipment was good. But I was like, yeah, we got to shut this down. Y'all getting too crazy.
Was it chicks that were standing there?
Yeah, it was chicks that got fell onto.
I knew it.
Man, so we talking about some crazy moments. So, no coke, no strippers.
No, okay, so the first party I ever went to in BG, there was coke present. This is a fact.
Okay. Gotcha.
But that was fine. I wasn't DJing. Now, the second party I went to was also a stripper. It was a stripper party. They had a pole.
Hey, those are fun though.
Yeah, it was a good time.
Because it's like you're in the comfort of like someone's home.
Yeah,
and it's not as crazy as going to like a strip club.
Yeah, but I just didn't believe it going from me being in high school to the scene of BG that this was going on all in one weekend. This is opening weekend.
Oh yeah, shit's getting ratchet. You go to BG, you're like, yeah, this is fucking college, baby.
Yeah, like, so that was my first like BG experience.
Okay, got you.
But wasn't DJing. Yep.
Got you. Okay.
Stripper parties, man.
Craziness.
Crazy. People are crazy. Someone's idea was like, dude, we can just get hella strippers. These freshmen will love it, man. We'll be like, dude, this is frat.
This is small, but it's gonna
work. Where people do. This is partying, man. Like,
is the college like DJ scene any different than I guess like inner city DJ scene?
Yes, it's very different. So particularly like being a DJ that's in the area of Cleveland, there are so many songs that get requested in Cleveland that would never get requested in BG or a college town, simply because they don't know it. Because a college creates the environment that many people come into. So you got people that's outside of the U.S. coming to BG. You got people that's from different states coming to BG. So those songs are less requested because they're coming from different places. So when you get to Cleveland, you got all these Cleveland songs being requested because that's what's going on in the city. That's the focus.
That's what people know.
Yeah, but when you're outside of the city, you have more requests for like, Atlanta hip hop, DC hip hop, down south hip hop, east hip hop. It's way more like varied rather than when you get here. Like there's a specific music taste when you get to Cleveland.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a fact.
What about like? I would even say, I mean, you don't have to go into too specifics, but money-wise, like events in BG versus here, like is it more profitable in cities or? Yeah,
when you get to BG, it's a way wider market for a DJ because just because it's a college town and you don't have many people doing that as like a talent, DJing as a talent.
Interesting.
But when you come to like a particular city like Cleveland, it could be Detroit, anywhere like that. You have DJs that are stationed in these cities that have like a reputation of being a DJ here. Like they're a trusted name, they're a trusted brand. They could be on radio stations, they could be doing events. It's way more of like a set in stone position rather than being in college because it's a 4-year college. People are leaving and coming in. So that's the advantage you have being in a college town. People are leaving and coming in. That position changes so frequently.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, I know a lot of people in the BG area. Yeah. They crown you as like a BG legend. So we gonna need Joe's definition of legend.
Of a legend?
Before we get into the next topic.
Okay. My definition of a legend, man. So there are many different things or topics to be covered when you're talking about the position of a legend. Particularly recently, we're talking about legends as far as music. I feel like that's been the main topic. Legends as far as music.
Yeah, we're gonna say music.
Yeah. Okay, so when you're talking about music, how many albums have you released?
Okay.
What have those albums done for the culture and the world? What impact have they had on the culture of the world?
Okay.
Let's see. You got what you've done outside of music. Like, what have been your philanthropic efforts into the community and the people around you?
Right.
Let's see, man. What type of moments have you had? What type of legendary moments have you had that created your identity as being a legend? Yes, it's a lot of different things. It's music, culture, what you've given back, a lot of different things.
Okay, so I'm definitely thinking some of the same things.
Yeah.
Music as a whole, especially. So I'm looking at Billboard. I'm looking at mixtapes and albums.
Yep.
Also, kind of how you said, just what's your impact in your community and other communities, and just even viral moments, but more so viral moments for like a good reason.
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah, how about you?
I mean, again, all the above that you guys said, but definitely the impact I think is the most important. Like I believe you can have hits. People have had hits making on the Billboard or whatever, but I definitely think that no, I definitely think that impact is the most important thing because if you can go out and change kids and just people in general, their minds or their life and impact them, then you have actual change, physical change happening that you've created. You've created that impact, especially culturally. Like you can create like cultural phenomenons and like through when we had talked about fashion's a big part in that. Like you start these trends. Definitely. That impact the world and all society in general. Yeah. Again, I think it goes way farther than just music. Like you can have a hit song, you can like have hit songs, but like doesn't make you a legend till you're impacting society, people, trying to improve the world. Like that's what makes a legend, I think.
Yeah, exactly.
Just having that reach.
Yeah, that reach.
Especially to the youth.
Yeah.
I feel like, man, people have this effect on youth that they don't understand, and they don't become a legend because they don't impact it like properly. Like,
you could impact it negatively.
Yeah, which doesn't make you a fucking legend. You're a scrub.
Yeah.
No, but yeah, that's true. So I know me and Will were thinking about it, and especially people that pass away early that are in music, they're often referred to as legends and stuff like that. A few names here we like to discuss are like XXXTentacion, Mac Miller, Juice World, and Nipsey Hussle. R.I.P. They all died young.
Yeah.
Yep, R.I.P. So, what is your outlook on some of these artists as legends?
Yeah, I feel like as far as the names that are regarded, they have done legendary things.
Okay.
But I don't know if I can consider them legends though. Only because they were in the making of becoming legends and they didn't get the chance to reach their potential of being legendary. So I feel like that's where we get caught up in. We get caught up in a mixture of people working towards becoming legends rather than actually being able to achieve the goal of being a legend. So it's a fine line between like, yeah, you were doing these things and you were doing great things. You were making great progress, but you didn't have the chance to reach your potential of being a legend, but you've done so many legendary things.
Okay. So I'm going to start with Mac Miller. So I feel like Mac Miller definitely was a legend.
Yeah.
Off the strength of the quality of music, the amount of time of projects surviving, concert sales, Billboard, and I will also say, honestly, literally just being a white rapper.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, yeah, it's a lot of white rappers that come. You obviously, you know, you got like Logic is dope, Eminem is dope. But I feel like, I don't know, he set a new wave and new standard. So would you kind of still say no to Mac just because it wasn't enough? Or would you say like, yes, Mac Miller was a legend? I mean, what are you thinking?
Mac, I feel like Mac was impactful, and he was very impactful on my life. I would say even as far as like listening to him growing up from like Kool-Aid and Frozen Pizza up forward.
Okay.
He was very impactful on my life, but I really don't know if I could call him a legend.
Got you.
But because I feel like he's been impactful for, as far as like emotionally, for a lot of people I know that like listen to Mac a lot, like he's helped them through a lot of times with his content. Like he's done great with his content and what he's done with his content, but I feel like as far as like the timeline is what I'm looking at. But everything else will qualify as, those are qualifiers for him.
Okay.
I see exactly where you're coming from. I mean, when we set the parameters of like what we think legends are, I think Mac fits most of them. I think he is a legend in some aspect because unlike X or Juice World, for instance, he's had a full career. Like realistically, he's released I can't 4 or 5 like studio albums. Yeah. You know, he's released studio albums. His sound has changed tremendously. You know, he has a full arc of music.
True.
He influences people. You know, he's had a big impact on my life and stuff too. He talks about stuff people don't normally, you know, like to talk about, you know, whether it's like depression, stuff like that, like self-care, stuff like that. I just think, especially as an artist, he focused more on that art. That's the one thing that like makes me really think like he's a legend, is because he didn't continue to make music to make hits. Yeah. For instance, like he would be like, okay, I really like the sound of jazz, so I'm gonna go ahead and incorporate some jazz tunes into my next album. Yeah. Pay respect, you know, and for the art of it. Yeah. You know, if like a few songs hit like high up on the Billboard, hell yeah, but like I'm going to make this album.
Yeah, and I would say he did that a lot as far as Divine Feminine and what he did with his Faces mixtape. Yeah. He definitely had like an arc of work that progressed tremendously over time. But I think what skews the line for me, and maybe I have to like go back in my own like thinking and figure this out for myself, but I feel like what made it easier to define legends earlier in music, or just like, you know, rap or whatever you want to like classify it, is that the people that were getting highlighted were way fewer. And I think what kind of skews it for me right now is the fact that so many people do music and are artists. Yeah. And they talk about these things as well. So it's hard for me to like think like legendary status right now because so many people talk about these topics and I listen to so much music right now, as opposed to like maybe the 80s or the 90s where you don't have as many artists doing the same things.
Yeah.
So I think that's what skews the line for me right now.
Yeah, it's saturated. There's more artists.
Yeah.
That are equally as big.
Yeah.
You know, it's a big market out there. It's hard to kind of define. That's why I said like, you know, some of these people, they haven't had a full round. We can go ahead and talk about. I don't know who you want to talk about next, but like let's go like X. Like I don't think he had a full round. I mean, I wouldn't.
I'm gonna say no to X.
Yeah.
So I'm just thinking like X was alive. You know, I remember a lot of people, you know, kind of saying like, he can't rap. But then I remember people saw a different side of him. He was kind of getting more serious, like as an artist closer to his death, releasing different type of music. People like, oh, he kind of can rap. But I don't know. I mean, I've seen a lot of teens. A lot of teens loved his performances, but it was nothing I would say super like legendary status before his death. You know, like he had a death. It was really you know, unfortunate, but I didn't see nothing like, I don't know, just nothing really tangible or that like legendary like moment. But I did see a great influence to many people. So I'm gonna say no to X. Yeah, so Juice WRLD is definitely you know, interesting. He already had a statue in the Spotify Hall of Fame.
Really?
You know, record sales were doing very well. Definitely had an influence. You know, Chicago definitely. You know, he brought like a great spotlight as far as diverse artists. I mean, granted, you know, Chance already did that, Kanye, many other people, but this was like the new era. So I'm kind of iffy as far as like legendary. Feel like he's missing just a little bit of things.
Yeah.
But he was definitely heading down that path. And as far as you know, Nipsey, I feel like Nipsey came hard fourth quarter. Got nominated for his Grammy. He was competing against, you know, Travis Scott, Cardi B. So you already know how that goes. Cardi B, Travis Scott, they're just like way bigger artists. That's just how it is as far as, you know, status.
Right.
But I feel like Nipsey was coming hard, like impacting the community, crazy stories. Also just, I don't know, just the vibe and the different stories I hear from different celebrities, influence. I'm gonna give Nipsey legendary status. And I've argued with some people because some people say, how can you do that? I feel like Juice WRLD was bigger. But, I mean, it's just like quality of work, and it's a lot of different things that play into it.
Yeah, because when we talk about, so he gave back to the community, right? He was all about that, all about giving back to where he came from, which goes into part of why he's a legend, which these other people didn't necessarily do.
Yeah.
And
it's just like a lot of independent stuff. You got to remember, Nipsey Hussle is independent. So when you're comparing numbers, is also, we're talking about an independent artist that gets nominated for a Grammy against Cardi B and Travis Scott. That, like, you're running the operation yourself, you're making these moves, and you're trying to do the best that you can. So I gotta give him that.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing I could see someone arguing is, I feel like I see it all over Twitter. People are like, dude, no one even heard Nipsey Hussle before he died. You know, that this is like, people are trying to do that. I definitely think he has had a lot of impact, but I think that is one thing that people won't let in, is that he, on the chart wise, like he was never the it.
I mean, so he was never in like the you know, like top 10 Billboard, but he was there. Like we're not gonna act like, you know, whether he was at, you know, number 65 or number 70 as an independent artist to like squeeze in. I mean, listen, Chance make it look pretty. Like I'm gonna say that, like Chance the rapper makes it look pretty, and he's able to, you know, he has that great team and whatever system he's put together. But I feel like just the fact that he was an independent artist, busting these moves to get into the Billboard, busting these moves to get nominated for a Grammy, and this is like before the death, trying different things like, you know, I'm gonna sell my CD for $100. If you want it, you want it. If you don't, oh well. And I mean, people bought it. It was a line.
Yeah.
That really happened?
It really happened.
Sold the CD for $100 in the California area. And basically it was a line of people.
So this is obviously after he's famous, right?
Yeah, I mean, he was already. I was like, he was already famous.
That'd be savage though. Like, you're just an independent artist. Like, yeah,
100.
Yeah.
You're like,
but I don't know. It's just I'm gonna give him. And also just the West Coast. I mean, so let's just think about the West Coast and who's popping. Who's the face of the West Coast? You got. I feel like before the death, not after the death, not after all the tears and crime. I'm gonna say before the death, and not older rappers. Not even like the Game era. If we talking about in the past 4 years, I say Nipsey Hussle, YG. That's the face of the West Coast. I mean, Kendrick, of course. I mean, obviously, like Kendrick is like the national star.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I just feel like he's not. These other people are like, I'm West Coast.
But that's also the other thing. Yeah. Kendrick's music
to staple it.
Because I mean, like, yeah, you got like
people are like, yeah, West Coast. Like, they talk about. That's all they talk. Like,
Rowdy Rich coming out, but obviously has a different sound.
Yeah.
Blueface mainstream success. I mean, he's up there. With
he's a legend, man. As far as West Coast, like
as far as like
Blueface, baby,
beat selection. Yeah. Hey, we gotta say Blueface is in that conversation of like top 10 West Coast people right now.
Man.
That's just how it is.
It's true.
G-Eazy, I feel like G-Eazy is trying to get, in there.
G-Eazy, I feel like G-Eazy is working his way in there.
Dude, I've heard someone tell me that
in the Bay Area.
Yeah, that's what I heard. Somebody tell me that, like, they're like, dude, G-Eazy is one of the best white rappers.
Yeah.
I'm like, I mean, me personally, I don't think so. Maybe like on the West Coast, like he is popping. He makes a lot of money, sells out shows, like he's big. I just don't see. I
think he has a great formula. He has a great formula to come out with a hit. Again, like that Billboard matters because
white girls love him.
Yeah, so
that's like the best. That's like the biggest population of like.
I kind of rock with G-Eazy.
It's the audience
pretty cool.
Yeah.
But yeah,
no, he's a raw. He's got like a cool style going, but like he had a cool look. But like as far as like the rap aspect, I feel like he's not. I don't know. I feel like he's not all there with just like artistry and like lyrics and shit like that. Yeah. But on the West Coast again, like I feel like he is popping. He has music with all YG.
Yeah, West Coast is just different. It's a different vibe. It's a different world.
People are a lot more happy. I feel like.
The weather. They don't got nothing to be mad about.
Yeah, we're like.
I mean, weather. People love marijuana, so that's legal. I mean, it's a lot of stuff.
It's more relaxed over there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like I could put Nipsey up there, and I feel like a part of what it is when we like think about these legends and where these legends fit is their personality and how they portray themselves in public. Like I feel like a lot of these people that we're talking about could be legends, but I'll say for Nipsey, for instance, like his role within the community, he was being very like vocal in what he was doing and pushing it forward. Like the Proud to Pay, like being able to do that and your community to support you. He was doing technological things within the community, like really showing kids like things you can do with technology, building buildings for them to go to and learn things. Like he was putting it into the like the media, into the light. Like these other artists could have been doing that, but they didn't make it like present. Like whether you don't like doing interviews, whether you don't like doing press, these things could be getting done but not being shown in the public.
Right.
So it's hard to consider these things that they may have been doing but wasn't being vocal about. But I have, like, you could say Nipsey, I've seen that, I've listened to his interviews, he's putting that forward. So I feel like it has to do with personality and like what you want to be seen as.
Yeah, he's spreading that. He's spreading positive. Because I think out of all the people that we named, he's the only person that I think is really giving back to where he specifically came from. So he came from not a good area. Like whether, I mean, I feel like Mac Miller, he was probably like, lower, maybe middle class, maybe a little bit lower. Mm-hmm. X was probably like lower class, but he wasn't as involved as Nipsey.
Yeah, community service, definitely Nipsey has everybody beat that we named. Mm-hmm. I mean, you could just see it. You could see it. You could fact check it. Whatever you want to do. But yeah, Nipsey definitely has these other artists beat as far as community service.
Oh, 100%. And I mean, as far as the idea of making it, Right. I mean, the whole idea, I think, of making it is to give back. At least for a lot of people, that should be the way. You know, you made it. You see all these people struggling every day. You're the one that's going to go and change some of these kids' lives.
Bring it back home.
Yeah, and tell them that they don't have to go down this road. They don't have to experience the same things maybe he experienced or his friends or the losses he's like encountered.
Yeah.
He really wants to better the world, which is literally, you know, that makes a legend on itself. Like, think of how many legends there are that are just like I can't say the word.
Philanthropic,
philanthropic, and like there's just legends that just do that.
Doing that,
For their like they're legends.
Yeah.
You know, we all hear about them. They're giving back. They're going beyond, above and beyond to make the world a better place. And especially when people aren't giving back to those communities, like those communities aren't getting. Like people are planting gardens in like suburban areas, but people aren't giving, like these like urban areas help.
Yeah, one key example of that I would say that I just recently, not just recently, but I've been tapping into is Jaden Smith. Like, I wouldn't call Jaden Smith like a great rapper, and I really don't listen to him on a regular basis. But if we're talking about legendary checkpoints and indicators, I feel like one thing he would check off is that community like beneficiary type of role. Like him, like creating water, like you're creating a brand of water, going to Flint, putting a water system for him to get water from, like creating recyclable shoes. Like, it's just a lot. So I feel like certain things get checked off and certain things don't. And it's like, what do they have when you come and look at the whole? It's like when you look at the whole, like they might not be the best rapper, but they do this. They might not do this, but they're the best rapper. So it's like creating that pot. What does that pot look like when everything start together?
Yeah, like, I mean, that's what I said. Like, legends, you don't have to be the best hit maker to be a legend. I mean, he obviously had Jaden Smith, for example. Like, he had his dad is a legend.
Yeah.
You know, his dad is a fucking...
without a doubt.
Without a doubt. So he has to live up to that, right? But he's doing it a better way than I feel like a lot of people... The route people in his situation go down. You know what I'm saying? He's taking the money that he has. Like, he can do anything pretty much. You know, he has like endless what he could do. He can act. He can become like a great actor. You know, he's already been in movies. Yeah. But he's taking the brand that he made himself, and he's going and doing something that people aren't fucking doing, like Flint. Yeah. The government's not... Why isn't the government doing this? Right. You know, why does a fucking kid that's like 22 years old or whatever going and doing this?
Thinking of this, yeah.
You know? But he's taking that upon himself, which is amazing, you know? Yeah. The Smith families are all, dude. I want to get
Let me get in.
Yeah, adopt me, yo. But that's... And I feel like he probably learned that from his dad, you know?
Yeah. Those jewels.
Yeah. It's just... Taking just some platform, because he does get, whether he's I don't really listen to him either that much. Yeah, right. I feel like he obviously it's just because of his brand, his name. You know, he's like as big as like on like streams and stuff like that. Like he's on YouTube, he gets millions of views because you know he's Jaden Smith. Yeah. But being able to take that platform and creating your own brand and creating beneficiary stuff from that is just that's dope.
Yeah, it's raw.
And he's just creative ass dude. Like he's always just fucking doing crazy shit.
Yeah, I'm excited to see how he like grows up from where he's at.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Any other thoughts?
Nah. I mean, we basically covered that. Basically, the main thing for the audience to understand is that to be a legendary artist or a person in the entertainment industry is more than your talent. Some people do podcasts. Some people do music. Some people are, choreography or whatever, but what are you doing outside of those hours in those different studios? How are you impacting your community? And that's what's going to make you a legend. Now, granted, you could just be a legend just based off your talent. Like Wayne is one of those people, good, bad, however you look at him. Crazy. He could be a legend just off of music. Literally had the president mention him in a speech. One of the, I want to say 3 platinum artists in a week. People went platinum. People sold more records, but we're talking about a week. It's only 3 artists, which if I'm correct, is 50 Cent, Eminem, Lil Wayne, and just I could go on and on. But he's one of those people just off of his talent. But he does do good sometimes. He's definitely been growing up. been through a lot. So I don't know, but for most people, hey, you got to do more, man. You got to support the kids or whatever charity that you enjoy.
Yeah, just be selfless, give back to your community. That's what makes, I feel like, real legends. Always giving back to where they came from.
Right.
So Silk, do you have anything else to say for the end of the podcast?
No, I just want to thank y'all for having me. You feel me? I had a good time on the podcast. I'm excited for what y'all have coming 2020 and the work that y'all have done so far. I'm just excited to see like how all my friends are gonna work. Y'all, my other friends that are involved in creating and doing creative things. A lot of people are working, so I'm just excited to see what the year is gonna bring.
Right.
So where can everyone find you at?
You can find me on Instagram, Twitter, pretty much everything. Silk Satchmo, SilkSatchmo. And then Porcelain Portland, which is my company / music brand. You can find that on SoundCloud, Porcelain Portland. That's POURCELAIN POURTLAND, Porcelain Portland.
All right, and
Yes,
that wraps it up. You heard him, people. Go check him out.
Yep.
He has great content.
You gotta check him out, man.
If you need a DJ, make sure you hit him up on one of his socials. Get in contact. Really amazing DJ.
Open format DJ, formals, proms, weddings, college events, high schools, birthdays, clubs.
You name the music, he'll play it. He understands it. Great. All right, so thank you all for listening and watching. Thank you for being on the show, Silk. And that's it. I'm Chef T.
I'm Will the Spacekid.
Silk Satchmo.
All right, and keep it real, y'all.
Yep.
Sir.
Thank you all for listening and joining us on another episode of the Stirfry. All the music was created by Steve Ozell. Check him out on all streaming services at Stevo Music, spelled ST3B30 Music. Also, if you enjoyed this podcast, please subscribe and leave a review. We'd greatly appreciate it. See you next Tuesday when we talk with the one, the only, Jay Wells. He's an amazing R&B singer, performing in shows all over the United States and performing under some of America's greatest singers. It's a real amazing one, and you don't want to miss it. So see you next week, and keep it real.